What's going on? It's your man Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show on Fire TV, Radio on Fire. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. So, the chair, the folded chair, I understand after the Riverside Brawl that the chair was going to become a popular thing with our people. In Detroit, a man's folded chair. He knocked out a rival. I mean, it was like he was in a WWE. The chair shots. Now, I'm not going to show the video here. You can head on over to Twitter at the Diamond K Show. Check out the video, or somewhere online you'll be able to see that. I'm not going to show it. But the chair shot in pro wrestling, famous. I don't know, the last 30 years maybe. It's pretty much a part of pop culture. So the Riverside Brawl didn't invent the chair shot. But I don't know. Today, if you are somewhere and someone hits a civilian, another civilian hits a civilian with a chair, spectators will often make pro wrestling references. I've been in nightclubs and bars where fights broke out and people hit somebody with a chair. So it's something that's really happened for a long time. Now, the chair shot from the rowdy riverboat brawl, you know, the guy that was wearing a black tank top and the white baseball hat swooped in and cleaned house by cracking some of those folks with the chair. It's been popularized since then. Now, this video clip that surfaced shows this physical altercation between a guy, this is in Detroit. The man could be seen backpedaling while swinging his folded chair at a man who was charging right at him. Now, after connecting with a few chair shots to the back, the chair-wielding man delivered a knockout, hellacious blow to the guy's head, and it was pretty brutal. It reminded me of The Rock hitting Mankind, or was he Mick Foley? I think it was Mankind. Hitting him over the head with the chair and just knocking him out, and it took me back to that. But it was a pretty vicious chair shot. I don't know if this is going to turn out well. First of all, I hope that the guy that got hit's okay. Probably, could have a concussion. It was a pretty bad shot. Now, the guy who was hitting him with the chair, I don't know if you know. Police are not going to, look kindly to that. It's one of those things that I get in a fight, stuff happens, people drinking, it goes down. I'm not going to say that it does not go down, because it does. But the police are definitely going to be looking into it, I'm sure. 2 more folks have been arrested in the Alabama riverboat brawl. This that drew the national attention. We were just speaking about that. So police announced yesterday that they arrested 2 more boaters on misdemeanor assault charges in connection with this brawl. Now, this melee where, everything just broke down along racial lines began on Saturday evening, and it just, I don't know. The riverboat's co-captain took another vessel to shore to attempt to move the pontoon boat that was there, and he was attacked by several white people from the private boat, and then the video showed him being punched and shoved, and crew members and others later confronted the pontoon boat party, and more fighting broke out. Video showed people being shoved and punched and kicked, and the gentleman wearing the white hat began hitting people with the chair. At least one person knocked in the water. It was something to see. Now, the 3 white boaters are so far the only people that have been charged. Police said that there are more charges likely as they continue to review the video footage of the fight. Now, the brawl circulated on social media and really put a negative spotlight on Alabama And it was absolutely unnecessary, uncalled for. Governor Kay Ivey said of the violence that transpired. So you're definitely going to continue to hear about that. And in Georgia, let's talk about this. In Georgia, there's a teacher that wants to overturn her firing for reading a book to students about gender identity. So the Georgia public school teacher, she took the stand today, and she's trying to get this firing reversed because she believes that she didn't do anything wrong. She's been a teacher for 10 years. However, she got in trouble over the spring for reading a picture book. The book is called My Shadow is Purple. She was working at the Due West Elementary School in Cobb County. This is a very conservative district. Case has drawn wide attention, and this is probably a test of what public school teachers can and cannot teach in class. In addition to that, how much a school system can control teachers and whether parents can veto instructions that they dislike. So when I was in school, there was a curriculum. It was laid out. You knew what it was: math, English, science, social studies, stuff like that. But now it has grown to increase the different things. And of course, history is part of that. That's controversial to people now, history. But this teacher was reading a book on gender fluidity to a 5th grade class. Now, I don't agree with that. I think the 5th graders are too young. Now, some people are going to say, oh, no, 5th graders are old. No, I think that they're too young for this. Now, this is probably not the first time that they've heard about the LGBTQ community in the 5th grade. But Katie Renderly has been teaching for 10 years. So she knew that this was something that was a sensitive topic, bare minimum. So there is a nationwide conservative backlash to books and teaching about LGBTQ plus subjects in school. I don't think that elementary school kids need this topic from their teachers. So according to her attorney, this termination is unrelated to education. The lawyer defending Ritterly says, now, it exists to create political scapegoats for the elected leadership of this district. Reading a children's book to children is not against the law. Now, we have to unpack that, and her attorney's name is Craig Goodmark. So listen, Mr. Goodmark is trying to say that the teacher, Renderly, is really the victim, and all she's doing is reading a children's book. No, you know that the topic of that book was sensitive and controversial. She knew it, but she thought, oh, it's a picture book. I got it here at the school fair, book fair, right? And she's trying to play dumb. But you're not dumb. You know better. Now, officials in Cobb County, which is Georgia's second largest school district, argue that Renderly broke the school district's rules, and they have rules against teaching on controversial subjects, and fired her after complaints. So I don't think she should have been fired for this. Maybe suspended, maybe you check the book, you tell her don't read it again, whatever. But according to an attorney that's representing the school district, they said introducing the topic of gender identity or gender fluidity to the class that is filled with elementary grade students was inappropriate and violated the school district's policies. So, of course, she countered that reading the book wasn't wrong. No, you can read the book yourself, but reading it to the class, that's wrong. That's wrong. She testified that she believed it was appropriate And not only did she believe it was appropriate, she claims that it was not a sensitive topic. So here's the thing. Either this teacher is too ignorant to be teaching, or she's a liar. Because she knew that it wasn't appropriate, and she daggone sure knew that it was a sensitive topic. This is a 5th grade class. However, she argued today that the book carried a broader message for gifted students, talking about their many interests and feeling that they should be able to choose any of their interests and explore all of their interests. Now, when you start talking like that, it makes people think about grooming. What is she saying? Okay? Kids don't need to be... This is not what should be in this book. Okay? This is not what should be read to these students. However, Cobb County adopted a rule back in 2022. Now, this rule barred the teaching of controversial issues in the classroom. Now, they had enacted a law earlier that year which prevented them from teaching divisive topics, and they created a Parents' Bill of Rights. Now, the Divisive Concepts Law, although it addressed teaching on race, bars teachers from espousing their personal political beliefs. You should not be drilling your beliefs into the students per se, right? Now, this includes upbringing and morale, just moral or religious training. This is not the place for that. Now, if you were in one of those religious schools, I suppose that the parents know what's going to be, implemented into the curriculum, and they're expecting that. When you had a Catholic school or a Christian school or a Jewish institution or a Muslim institution or wherever it is, you know what to expect. Now, parents, definitely, we're talking about things that are definitely sensitive, and elementary school is not the place for it. Now, I don't want to act like these parents, that their kids don't know about this stuff. Like, they've heard about it before. Now, but going over it with the teacher, and it's kind of weird. Now, I don't have any kids, but I wouldn't want my 5th grader being read this book by the teacher. So the controversial issues, according to the teacher and her attorney, they're saying that the controversial issues wording is vague. So she didn't know what was banned and what wasn't. You know that a book on gender fluidness is not acceptable. She knew that. But she continued to push. She's playing the victim role, right? She's a victim. Everybody's a victim. So this hearing took place under a Georgia law that protects teachers from being unjustifiably fired. So the justification, whether they have it or not, there's a panel of 3 retired school principals that will make a recommendation on whether to fire or retain her. The school board in this over 100,000 student district is going to make the final decision on Renderly and whether or not this teacher is fired. She can appeal any firing to the State Board of Education and ultimately to court. I think that she is going to be fired. But here's the thing. This is not her first time running afoul with the school board. The district lost confidence in her, they said, in part because she refuses to understand or acknowledge what she's done. Now, I agree with that. And, I'm liberal, but on this subject, I am very conservative. Now, she had to understand that this was a sensitive subject. But the school district is saying that she's failed to take responsibility for these actions. She's failed to apologize to parents, failed to apologize to the school principal, and this furthers the reasons why the district has lost confidence. I mean, because she's sitting there like, what? Gender fluidness is not a sensitive subject for fifth graders? What? Yeah, come on now. 10 years she's been a teacher. So, but repeatedly she said that she did not know what parents believed or what topics might be considered offensive. Okay. Now, I can understand why a family might want the chance to discuss this topic themselves. At the, age, what are you in the fifth grade? Are you, 11? 11 years old? Are we talking about being gender fluid and, I don't know. That's not something that I want discussed. And it is not needed for instruction of building these elementary school students. I don't know. And while I don't think that they're introducing it for the first time, I don't think this is the first time students may have heard or had questions about this because of stuff that they've seen on cartoons or on shows. In this public school setting is not the place for it, but the district policies meant that Renderly should have gotten the principal to approve the book in advance and should have given parents a chance to opt their children out. The children were not given that. And Renderly said that students voted for her to read the book, which she bought at the school's book fair, and that it wasn't common practice to get picture books approved. If you have to get books approved, that means a picture book also. Like she's giving answers that she would not accept from her students. The excuses that she's providing would not be acceptable to her if a student said it to her. Now, the district officials argued that Renderly should have known that the books were a sensitive area. Now, there was another situation earlier this year when the parents complained that she read Stacy's Extraordinary Words, which was also a picture book. Now, this one was not a problem, but they made it a problem, or at least some parents did. It was a picture book about a spelling bee, and it was by Stacey Abrams. Stacey was running for governor at that time. So I don't understand why it was an issue other than the fact that Stacey Abrams wrote it. And this is a conservative district. So Renderly said that her principal read the book and told her there was nothing wrong with it and that she would handle any complaints. It was a book about a spelling bee. You cannot equate a book by Stacey Abrams, a picture book by Stacey Abrams, which was about a spelling bee, and put that in the same lane as this gender fluid book. It's ridiculous. She knows that there's a difference. But she tried to draw some kind of correlation between these completely different books. Now, I can understand why the district is having issues with her because she thinks she's smart, but clearly she ain't that smart. So I think that she's going to end up appealing this. We're going to continue to see stories like this where teachers are going to be trying to push the envelope, and ultimately the school district is going to have the last say so. Parents should be teaching their children. Instruction shouldn't just stop once the kids leave school. Like, parents do need to be instructing, but parents also should have a say so in certain topics. Now, with regards to history of this country and what this nation has gone through since its founding, now they need to get the full story with regards to that. That's taught on a level of their age. But this particular topic on, gender identity and all of that kind of stuff, I don't think that fifth grades or elementary school students are ready for that type of discussion. Now, prosecutors seek a January 2nd trial date for Donald Trump in his 2020 election conspiracy case. This thing is heating up. Prosecutors with special counsel Jack Smith's team asked the judge today to set the January 2nd trial date for former President Trump. They are charging him with plotting to overturn his 2020 election loss. Now, if the judge, Chatunkin, agrees with the proposal, the case against the early frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential primary would open right before the anniversary, ironically, of the January 6, 2021 riot at the Capitol, which was fueled by Trump's lies about the election. The proposed date is also just under 2 weeks before the first voters are set to cast their votes in the presidential race. Iowa's First in the Nation caucus is scheduled for January the 15th. Of course, Trump is angry about this proposed trial date. He said on his Truth Social platform, only an out of touch lunatic would ask for such a date one day into the new year, and maximum election interference with Iowa, he wrote earlier today. He's entertaining. But here's the thing, Trump, they're not charging you with anything you didn't do. Like, you did these things. And so, I don't understand why he's taking this stance. Prosecutors said in court papers that they want the case to move to trial swiftly in Washington's federal court, setting up a likely battle with defense attorneys who have already suggested that they will try to slow things down. So we're going to have this tug of war. Smith's team says that the government's case should take no longer than 4 to 6 weeks. This is interesting. He has a lot going on. 3 cases pending, maybe a 4th coming up. Trump's attorneys have not submitted their proposed trial date. The judge is expected to set the date during the court hearing, which is going to happen on August the 28th. Trump is already scheduled to be in a court in the heat of next year's presidential primary season. There's a March 25th criminal trial date scheduled in New York, stemming from that hush money payments debacle that was made during the 2016 campaign. He's also scheduled to go to trial in May in another case brought by Smith over the handling of the documents in the Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach. And there's definitely something that's going to be coming out of Georgia. We're just waiting for that. Trump faces charges including conspiracy to defraud the United States, what prosecutors say was a weeks-long plot to subvert the will of voters and cling to power after he lost the 2020 election to Joe Biden, and he lost it by millions of votes. This indictment accuses Trump of spreading lies about election fraud, which he did. He knew that they were false, but he was trying to sow distrust in the Democratic, small d, Democratic process and pressure then Vice President Mike Pence and state election officials to take action in this brazen attempt to hold on to power. Now, we saw most of these things happen in public. We saw most of this stuff. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. As I said, Trump is gearing up for a possible 4th indictment in the case of Fulton County, Georgia. That's over the efforts by him and his allies to illegally meddle in the 2020 election in the state of Georgia. So Fani Willis has signaled that any indictments in that case will likely come later this month. So a lot going on there. Definitely Trump's not happy about that. And after all of this, folks in the GOP, There are many folks that still want to vote for Trump. Amazing. 53 people have died from the Maui wildfires. Governor says that it is just historic. The wildfires whipped and the strong winds just blew it, passing far south, took this island by surprise, leaving behind burnt out cars on once busy streets, smoking piles of rubble where historic buildings once stood. Just a really, really sad thing here. The destruction, the devastation of the Hawaiian island of Maui. Today, it's like a wasteland. Obliterated neighborhoods, landmarks charred beyond recognition, and a death toll of at least 53. Survivors just told terrible stories, narrowly escaping with just the clothes on their back. The fires spread, buildings burning down in minutes. Very, very few exceptions. More than 1,000 structures were destroyed by the fires, and they are still burning. It is not good. It is not good. So our thoughts and prayers and just hearts go out. The official death toll as of this recording is 53. This is the deadliest U.S. wildfire since 2018's Camp Fire in California. That one killed at least 85 people and laid waste to the town of Paradise. The Hawaiian toll could rise, though, as some rescuers reached parts of the island that had been inaccessible due to the 3 ongoing fires. But the search and rescue teams won't be able to reach certain areas until the fire lines are secure and access is safe. These flames left some people with, just mere minutes to act. And some people actually jumped into the ocean. That's how serious it was and how fast this thing spread. Communications have been spotty on the island, 911 landline and cell service failing at times. Power was out on many parts of the island. Tourists are advised to stay away. And I think that goes without saying. The fires were fanned by strong winds from Hurricane Dora, passing far to the south. But it is the latest in a series of disasters caused by extreme weather around the globe this summer. Experts say that climate change is increasingly the likelihood of such events, and I know that many of our conservative friends don't want to hear that. They don't want to accept that, but that's what it is. That's what it is. What else could it be? These things are just happening for no reason. No, it is definitely a reason for this stuff. It is related to climate change. Now, whether we make a change is up to us, but that is what's causing all of this. Yeah, it's a lot going on. And whatever your political beliefs are, I think that the facts should be the facts. Facts should be the facts. Tekashi 6ix9ine arrested by Palm Beach County sheriffs in South Florida. The year 2023 has been up and down for Tekashi. It's had a bit of a resurgence. If you remember in that gym, he got attacked in that gym earlier this year. His attention-grabbing exploits at the World Baseball Classic didn't turn out well for him. But the rapper has bounced back with some Spanish songs, music videos, some English-speaking songs, one that featured Kodak Black. But yesterday, Tekashi, real name Daniel Hernandez, was arrested in Palm Beach County, Florida, according to reports, The 27-year-old received multiple citations in June. What did he do? You think it was some gangster stuff? No. Driving an unregistered vehicle without insurance, driving at 136 miles per hour in a 65-mile zone in a Lamborghini SUV. He failed to appear in court. A judge issued a warrant for his arrest. Law enforcement caught up with him while he was committing another infraction with his vehicle. Traffic stop revealed that 6ix9ine operated that vehicle without a license, and he was put in jail around 9 p.m. and released shortly after midnight on $2,000 bond. Now, yes, he's 27 years old. You got to get focused, man. This is ridiculous. Like, this is just silliness. Okay, he should not be driving the vehicle without the license. I don't know. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's kind of crazy, but that's what he's dealing with. You know, and I know a lot of folks don't mess with him like that no more, and think that he deserves what he's getting and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I would like to see him get things in order. Some people are just not gonna rock his music no more. Some people are, but that's what's going on with that dude. Now, Lil Tay speaks out amid news of her death. She claims that her Instagram was hacked. There was a lot of questions going around for this viral child star Lil Tay. On her Instagram page, it claimed that she and her brother were dead. It left many people wondering what happened. The news could not be confirmed. And now Tay has spoken to TMZ. Did it herself. She denied rumors in a statement which read, "I want to make it clear that my brother and I are safe and alive, but I'm completely heartbroken and struggling to even find the right words to say. It's been a very traumatizing 24 hours. All day yesterday, I was bombarded with endless, heartbreaking, and tearful phone calls from loved ones, all while trying to sort out this mess." She added that my Instagram account was compromised by a third party and used to spread jarring misinformation and rumors regarding me, to the point that even my name was wrong. My legal name is Tay Tion and not Claire Hope. And she goes on. So, I mean, you know, I'm happy that her and her brother are okay. Are we buying this? Her Instagram page got hacked story. Are we buying that? I mean, I guess we don't have any choice but to go with it and accept what she said. Documents show that the 6-year-old who shot his teacher boasted about it after. So these newly released court documents provided some more information about that 6-year-old boy who shot his teacher at a Virginia elementary school in January. You remember that story. So the first grade teacher was shot in the hand and chest and survived the incident after Zwerner said that the boy pulled out a gun from his jacket pocket and pointed it at her. Another teacher restrained the boy who allegedly confessed to the shooting. The boy reportedly said, "I shot the B dead." He also stated, "I did it. I got my mom's gun last night." The boy's mother, Deja Taylor, was indicted in April on charges of felony child neglect and misdemeanor recklessness, leaving a loaded firearm as to endanger a child. She was also charged with unlawfully using a controlled substance while in the possession of a firearm and making a false statement during the purchase of the firearm. So the charge for recklessly handling a firearm was dropped after Taylor pleaded guilty to illegally obtaining and possessing a firearm and making a false statement on a Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive form. which was used to purchase the firearm. So I don't know. This is a sad case, and it is just it's frustrating because, you know, gun owners should know better. This child, obviously something's going on with this child, and I don't like any of it. I don't like the bragging. I don't like the fact that it even happened. There's nothing to like about this. Nothing. And 6 of Lizzo's former employees come forward with sexual harassment allegations. Lizzo is facing, you know, a lot of trouble. Attorneys representing the 3 dancers are suing the singer, and it has been revealed to Page 6 that they are reviewing new complaints from 6 people with similar stories. So attorneys further reveal that the dancers who appeared on Lizzo's reality show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, they went on to speak about the 3 backup dancers that are suing Lizzo. They are Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez. He stated that they have bravely spoken out and shared their experiences, opening the door for others to feel empowered to do the same. He added that the new allegations center around sexual harassment and failure to pay employees. You know there's money involved here. He also stated that some of the claims we are reviewing may be actionable, but it's too soon to say. So Lizzo, I don't know who she pissed off aside from these dancers, but it is not looking good for her. She was one of the headliners in Jay-Z's Made in America festival. That has been canceled. Things are not looking good for Lizzo right now. Is there any bouncing back from this? I don't know. Her brand has been damaged, and I don't know if there's any coming back from this. Foot Locker reportedly declines Yeezy restocks over PR concerns. According to reports, Foot Locker is not going to participate in the distribution of a leftover Yeezy inventory by Adidas out of fear of the backlash that they may get for carrying a Kanye West designed shoe following his anti-Semitic rants last year. Oh, there were so many people saying, oh, he's going to get that back. And now that they're trying to, liquidate some of this stuff, Shoe City's going out of business. Foot Locker's not going to carry it. I guess maybe Downtown Locker Room is going to carry it. What's more, the retailer found it difficult to find a charity to, help with the sale of the Yeezys. When things began to fall apart for Ye after the split with Adidas, Foot Locker wasted little time pulling shoes from their shelves, and he issued a statement condemning his remarks and the designer, rapper, fashion folk. The statement said that Foot Locker Inc. does not tolerate any form of anti-Semitism or hateful or discriminatory behavior. They said at that time, and while we remain a partner with Adidas and carry a wide assortment of their collections, we will not be supporting any future Yeezy product drops, and we have instructed our retail operators to pull any existing product from our shelves and digital sites. Ouch. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, you need Foot Locker if you are a sneaker brand. If you lose Foot Locker and you are a sneaker brand, that's not good. That is not good. Last thing, Tory Lanez has shared a message for his supporters. Of course, you remember 2022, December. Tory Lanez, a real name, Daystar Peterson, was convicted of assault with a semi-automatic weapon, carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence at the court appearance in Los Angeles Superior Court. Now, he tried to get a new legal team. That did not work out. He has remained behind bars for shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot back in 2020. They were leaving a house party at Kylie Jenner's place. So earlier this week, the Canadian rapper was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Today, he released a statement on Instagram to his supporters explaining his thought process in the courtroom and clarifying, or I'm going to say changing, his previous apology. Of course, he maintained his innocence. Now, he claims that he didn't do this. He claims that he, is being targeted. He didn't do none of this stuff, okay? It was his gun, right? He should have pled guilty to something. Because this whole victim thing, I think it is super whack. I think him playing the victim is super whack. But he is going to do it. He's been doing it, and he is continuing to do it. Here is his statement. To the umbrellas, I have never let a hard time intimidate me. I will never let no jail time eliminate me. Regardless of how they try to spin my words, I have always maintained my innocence, and I always will. This week in court, I took responsibility for all verbal and intimate moments that I shared with the parties involved. That's it. That is not what he did, okay? You need to keep the same energy that you had in court, because this is not how you was carrying it in court. Let me continue. In no way, shape, or form was I apologizing for the charges I'm being wrongfully convicted of. I remain on the stance that I refuse to apologize for something that I did not do. I've faced adversity my whole life, and every time it looked like I would lose, I came out on top. This is nothing but another moment where my back is against the wall, and I refuse to stop fighting till I come out victorious. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. To my family, friends, and umbrellas, thank you for your continued support. See you soon. So he has been in jail for a little bit of time. He's been given these 10 years. I don't know if he's going to stay there for 10 years. He may come home earlier. But he is definitely trying to act like he did nothing wrong. No one knows who shot her. Nothing like that. It's crazy because he was convicted by a jury of his peers. The evidence was there. He presented his testimony. They went through the whole thing. So is he going to act like a gun wasn't ever in the car? It's sad that he's looking at the whole thing like this. But he's got more time to think about it. We're going to see how things turn out. Maybe he'll change. No, maybe he'll change his tune. Maybe. I don't know. Definitely, of course, your man Diamond K in here at the Diamond K Show on all social media. 6 p.m. New episodes of the program drop. Anywhere you get your podcast, just search the Diamond K Show or click the link below to check out all of my programs. You can definitely hit me up, djdiamondk at gmail.com, on fire -TV radio on fire. I will be back here tomorrow. See you then.
It ain't a real brunch unless it's iconic. Every Sunday, Belize Rooftop presents
Brunch on Sunday.
Brunch in Belize, featuring the L Show from 12 to 5. The best food, the best vibes, and the best view in the city. The Belize Rooftop Brunch with music by Super DJ Big L.
That's right, your boy Super DJ Big L. Brunch at Belize. You ain't never experienced brunch like this with the L Show. See you soon.
Get ready for Brunch at Belize Rooftop featuring The L Show each and every Sunday, 316 Guilford Ave. Doors open at 12 noon to 5 p.m. Music by Super DJ Big L. Come out and enjoy plump shrimp and grits and our signature chicken and waffles, home fries to die for, and $25 crafts of mimosas. For tickets and cabana reservations, go to brunchandbelize.eventbrite.com or call 667-256-5025. Island Vibes, no passport needed.
T Productions presents White on the Water, the citywide all-white affair at the Baltimore Peninsula, 101 West Cromwell Street, Sunday, August 27, 5 to 10 p.m., featuring all the way from South Africa, the Grammy Award winner, Namsibo Zikode, performing her hit song, Jerusalem. Also, Lord Day performing his hit single, Ooh, Work It. Ooh, 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 ooh. Baltimore's hottest DJs will be on the wheel, all hosted by April Watts, Darren Big Status Peaks, and Stephen Bell. It's an open bar, y'all. All you can drink until 8 p.m.
Listen, this party is gonna be damn ridiculous.
Tables at just $400. Advance tickets $60. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite, M&K Music Warehouse, Security Mall, Silver Star Restaurant, 801 Bonaparte Avenue, Marshall's Music, 1946 West Pratt Street. For more info and table reservations, call 443-953-1966. It's White on the Water, the citywide all-white affair, featuring all the way from South Africa, the Grammy Award winner, Namsibo Zikode, performing her hit song, Jerusalem. This is another Terry T production. You already know it's gonna be lit.
What's up, Baltimore? This your guy, the legendary DJ Terry T. Thank you for your continued support.
Get lit.